Hey there, this is Koi, and this is going to be a quick little guide for doing the turtle room in Palace of Darkness. This is the room with the 6 turtles and the 2 torches on the way to Helmasaur. Ding, 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 ding. I'm not going to explain how to do this in the dark. That will be another guide, maybe at another point. I don't really have a good plan for doing this in the dark. Mostly I just hit the hammer and then switch to ether and hope for the best, right? But for doing this in the light with the lamp, there's a number of different ways that you can get through this room quickly. A way you might have seen that looks the coolest is with the Master Sword and doing a spin. Unfortunately, it does require a specific RNG for this to actually work out, which I happen to get. Yay, we did it! But if one of the turtles goes awry, then the whole thing slows down considerably, and you are better off doing it another way. So in Randomizer, it's not always guaranteed that you're going to even have the Master Sword or the Tempered Sword. But if you have the Tempered Sword, you can do it pretty quick like this, without too much trouble. Or you could even do it like this. Oh, messed up. I messed up. Like this. We'll just edit this part out later. There we go. And get through pretty quick, right? But unfortunately, in Randomizer, you don't always have a sword at all. Sometimes you have no sword, and you have to use only the hammer to get through. And guess what? It's not that bad. We're going to actually do the same strat that we did with the Tempered Sword the first time, which is hammer, just hammer, and then we can just cycle around and kill everything with the hammer without too much trouble. And that is about a second slower than if you had the Tempered Sword. So let's talk about the execution required to do this particular one, because I think this is the most important one to learn, because this is the only one that applies to all varieties of gear. You can always do this one because you always have the hammer here. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk into the room and hold down basically the whole time until everything is flipped over. While we're holding down, we're going to stop and hammer right before walking into those 2 middle ones. And then we're going to adjust to the left a little bit and hammer again to kill those 2 middle ones and flip over the bottom ones. So it's hammer, adjust, hammer. Hammer, adjust, hammer. Oh, don't do that though. Or that, or that, or that. We didn't talk about the second part yet. We'll talk about the first part more. Hammer, adjust, hammer. And then you can just go around the room clockwise and kill them all. And now you might have noticed that when I went from this side to this side, I adjusted to the up. So I went hammer, adjust, up, hammer. And the reason I do that is because this one down here, if he's too high up, like if he stopped on the torch instead of being down here, if he's up on the torch, if I don't adjust up and I just hammer him, he's going to flip back over, and we don't want that to happen. So just as a safety, I usually adjust up before I hit that top left one. But it's just hammer, adjust, hammer. And then go around, adjust up, like that. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And of course, if you are super duper lazy, you can just do this. That also works. It does cost about 3.5 seconds though. But yes, both Ether and Bombos will kill any turtles that are flipped over. Quake, unfortunately, doesn't really do anything. It won't flip them over, and it will only stun them if they are flipped over and both end on the ground. So Quake isn't really useful here, but Ether is great. So that was the turtle room and pod. We're going to show it one more time to end the video. Hammer, adjust, hammer, and then just cycle around. Adjust up. And that's how you do it. I hope that helped you get through the turtle room just a little bit quicker. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.